Hey friend, welcome back to The Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. If you've ever felt like you lose momentum moving from one task to the next, or you finish one thing and feel stuck on what to do next, then this episode is for you. Let's take one simple step together today. Here's your weekly 3. A mind hack, a home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. This episode is part 4 of my ADHD Superpower series, where we're taking the traits that feel the hardest to manage and learning how to turn them into strengths. And when I say superpower, I don't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending ADHD is always easy. A superpower is something already wired into you. We're just learning how to support it so it works for you, not against you. Just a quick reminder, I'm not here to diagnose or treat ADHD. My goal is to help you understand your traits differently and create systems that make daily life feel a little easier. Today, we're talking about transitions, those tricky in-between moments when your brain has to shift from one thing to the next. You'll hear what transitions actually are and why they can leave ADHD brains feeling stuck between tasks. A simple way to stay focused while decluttering so your projects don't turn into 5 half-finished ones, and a client story that shows how one small change helped her move through tasks with more calm confidence. Don't forget to hit follow now so you don't miss the final episode of the ADHD Superpower series on big emotions next week. Let's jump in. If you've ever finished one task and just stalled out before starting the next, you know how tricky transitions can be. Transitions are those in-between moments when your brain has to shift focus from one room, one task, or even one role to another. It might be moving from work mode to home mode, switching from making dinner to helping with homework, or stopping a decluttering project to start laundry. It sounds simple, but for ADHD brains, each thing asks your brain to stop, refocus, and restart. That's a lot of gear shifting, and it can be exhausting. But here's the good news. ADHD brains can actually be really adaptable once they know what's coming. When you're prepared with a checklist, visual cue, or a simple plan, you can move between things faster and with more focus. That flexibility is one of your strengths. It just needs the right kind of support to shine. What makes transitions so sneaky is that they can look like other ADHD traits. If squirrel brain is jumping from task to task without finishing, transition trouble is kind of the opposite. It's when you get stuck between the tasks and can't get moving again. Your brain kind of pauses, maybe you scroll for a bit, wander around, or start tidying something random. Before you know it, time's pass and you're wondering, wait, where did my afternoon go? So here's the mindset shift I want you to take away. Transitions are like yellow lights for your brain, a signal to slow down and reset before you move forward. Instead of rushing through the pause, give it purpose. Create a simple bridge between tasks, like taking a sip of water, stretching, or moving to a new space. Something that tells your brain we're shifting now. That tiny bridge helps you move from paused to present again. So let's talk about what transitions can look like in a decluttering project, because this is where I see it sneak in the most. This happens all the time with my clients. They'll start decluttering one space, like a closet, and halfway through, they notice something that belongs somewhere else. So they walk it to another room, get distracted, and end up starting a whole new project before the first one's done. That's a transition moment. It's not squirrel brain. It's your brain taking a pause before it's ready to finish the zone. And when I work with clients, we use a simple checklist and a move pile to stay focused. Once we've zoned out the space, they know exactly which space they're working on, maybe the floor, the shelves, or the hanging clothes. Anything that belongs somewhere else goes into the move pile. That way, we're not constantly walking back and forth or losing momentum between spaces. If you catch yourself starting to wander, that's your cue for a bridge moment. For example, put the item down, take a sip of water, or stretch your shoulders. Something small that helps you reset and return to where you left off. It tells your brain, okay, we're still here, back to the closet. That quick pause helps your brain stay anchored in the zone you're working on, move through the transitions with ease, and keep your project from turning into 5 half-finished ones. So I want to wrap up with a quick client story that shows how tricky transitions can be, especially with paper clutter. One of my clients was working on her home office. Every time she tried to declutter papers, she'd get stuck in the middle, picking something up, realizing it needed an action step, and then jumping to do that thing right away. It completely derailed her progress. We talked about it and realized she was getting caught in the transition gap, moving from sorting to problem solving before finishing the zone she was in. So instead, we added a simple to-do pile right beside her. If she found something that needed action, she could set it there and keep moving. And once she was done sorting, she could transition to that next step intentionally instead of accidentally mid-project. That one small change made all the difference. It gave her a clear stopping point, helped her finish the tasks she started, and made her feel more in control of her time again. That's what smoother transitions are all about. Letting yourself slow down and move more easily with intention instead of pressure. And speaking of transitions, seasonal ones can feel just as tricky. Whether it's swapping out decor, rotating toys, or shifting your home for the holidays, it's easy to get stuck in that in-between feeling where things start to pile up. If that sounds familiar, I've got just a couple of room and closet makeover spots left before I pause for the holidays. We'll spend 4 weeks creating flow and function in your space so you can actually enjoy the season instead of feeling buried in it. You can grab your spot by November 7th through the link in the show notes. And if your biggest struggle right now is toys, the Holiday Toy Reset Challenge is officially open. It's 5 days of simple steps, short videos, and a daily checklist to clear the toy clutter before the holidays so you can make space for what your kids actually play with. You'll also have the option to upgrade for private texting support with me all week long. The challenge takes place in a private Facebook group November 10th to 14th, and doors close this Saturday, November 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You also have the opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card for participation. Click the link in the show notes to grab your spot now. Spots are very limited, so don't miss this. And here's what I want you to take away from today. Transitions get easier when you slow down, anchor your focus, and take it one space at a time. Well, that's it for today, friend. If this episode spoke to you, take a quick screenshot and share it in your stories or send it to a friend that needs a reminder that she's not alone. And if you have a second, leaving a quick review helps me reach even more ADHD women who need gentle, realistic support in their homes. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on The Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.